John, have you ever participated in making maple syrup here in Wisconsin? Did you guys ever do that back in the day?
No, but every spring I used to tap the telephone poles for creosote.
Okay, not edible. Got it. Well, good news. We didn't tap any telephone poles, but we did tap some maple trees. So maple syrup. This is a fun Deeper Roots. There is a huge history here in Wisconsin in making maple syrup. And this family's been doing it 170 years. And it's really good. Deeper Roots with our friends at Blain's Farm and Fleet. Let's make some maple syrup.
Pancakes.
We've been doing this going on 2 years now. I'd be willing to bet that this is the deepest rooted story. Talk to me about the process. Maple syrup making.
Yeah, we have a flat pan cooker fired by firewood. All we're doing is boiling the moisture off. We're getting the water out of it. You know, Grandpa Joe would always say we're watching sugar dance.
Farmers, brewers, hunters, packers, badgers, cheeseheads, neighbors. No matter what name we go by, we are bound together by our roots. These are the people, the stories, and the patriotism from inside Wisconsin. Welcome to Deeper Roots with Blain's Farm and Fleet. Our journeys on Deeper Roots have brought us to a sugar shack. About time. Springtime is here in Wisconsin. We are with the Breyer family in a sugar shack that is not 170-year-old here, but 170 years worth of tradition in your family.
Our history went back as far as my father and our grandfather, but as we dug into it and did the research, we found out that great-great-grandfather Fred Breyer produced syrup in the Medina Dale area in 1854, and that was documented. You know, they were out doing whatever farmers do in the spring and saw some Native Americans making maple syrup, and they said, we can do that. From there, it went to many different places. As the family moved to the Burnwood area, to the home farm, where my dad and my uncle, and now Doug lives on the farm, and Doug is cooking maple syrup in a maple syrup shack right in the woods that Grandpa did.
You guys are cousins. I would assume that you picked up right where they left off.
Grandma was always involved, and then we never got to know her. Grandpa, he passed before we were born, but Grandma was definitely out there, and then my dad kind of passed it on to us.
When I first saw it really produce and got involved was at my Grandpa Joe's in Anawa. And 8 years old, he's cooking maple syrup, and I said to my dad, we're gonna do that someday, right? My dad goes, yeah, we'll do that someday. And then fast forward to out here, my son is 8. My dad and I are taking off a batch of syrup, and Josh says, we're gonna do that someday, Dad, right? And now his daughters are out tapping trees. So it's not just multi-generational, it's multi-family, you know, across 2 different states now.
I think there's something special about the way you guys do this, and it's been done this way for 170 years. I'd be willing to bet that this is the deepest rooted story that has come our way. When we walked into the sugar shack here, in this room, there is just a plethora of things that you can tell weren't made yesterday. Everything in this room, somebody in your family touched.
Everything. And I would imagine there might be a few things, you know, from the farm too. Even this building's a historical building that the family bought and we rebuilt, and this building goes back to being made in the 1890s.
You have a wood burner.
Yeah, we have a flat pan cooker fired by firewood. All we're doing is boiling the moisture off. We're getting the water out of it. You know, Grandpa Joe would always say we're watching sugar dance, because as they boil in, that sugar comes up and raises up in plumes of sugar, and the plumes start changing to be golden, amber, and it's a continuation. It was a thing that we did every year and grew up doing that, and it was a way to, well, one, stay out of trouble, but also to build the stories, you know.
We got a ways to go. We're still white pluming.
The boils, you know, we got white steam here, but the boils you can't see is where you really watch it. It's better than TV.
I think you should teach me how to make it. You want to walk us through the process? You're not going to give away any family secrets.
Oh, there's no family secrets.
There aren't any?
No.
You're telling me everybody boils eggs in syrup? This ought to be entertaining. Hello. Tell me about this. You guys boil eggs in there, you boil hot dog, a little sticky. Here, Jay, a little sticky.
That's fine.
You do this too?
Oh, yes.
It's how our grandparents ate. It's how our parents ate, you know.
I'm a hard-boiled egg fan. Is this going to be like super sweet, I take it?
I think you might notice a difference.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the story about Grandpa used to be when sap season came in the springtime of the year, Grandma and the rest of the family didn't see him much because he took a carton of eggs, a sack of potatoes, and his fishbowl and went out to the sap shack. He didn't come home until he needed more food or to help with chores.
It's almost smoky.
Yeah.
Is that what you're going for?
Yeah. You throw your baked potatoes in the fire and
Happy Easter. All right, teach me the way, would you? Tapping time, the maple tree that's in your front yard, and I can see here that you've tapped it a time or two. How many years have you been getting sap out of this very tree?
30 plus, 35 years maybe.
It doesn't harm the tree.
No, it doesn't.
Tell me about what you need to do now to get the sap out.
Well, as soon as you drill a hole in the tree, it's just like cutting your skin. It immediately starts healing. So we're really conscious of where we tap. We find some good healthy wood. We're just tapping inside the bark. That's where the sapwood is. We tap west, south, and east because that's where the sun warms it up. So we just pick a healthy spot, and what we're doing is slight angle up, and we drill in. We drill deeper so we have stability for the spile because the spile will hold the weight of the sap.
And now,
Well, we're gonna put the spile in, and the spile is just the collector of the sap coming out. We're catching the sap coming up from the roots because it's taking the nutrients up to the buds, to the leaves. So we have a small hole in the bottom, and that's where the sap comes up. And we just tap that in there.
officially tapped.
Officially tapped.
Then you hang the bucket right here.
Hang the bucket, and come back with us running and collect it. Cover it so you don't get stuff in it like leaves, bark,
Rain,
chipmunks, raccoons.
random cats.
Yeah.
Deer.
No cats at deer.
Deer, yeah, I bet you deer love it.
Oh.
All right, sugar shack it, let's go. And the idea here is boiling it down. Is that just the best way to put it?
Just boiling water is what we're doing, and it's the process of getting to the boiling point, and as it gets more dense, the boiling point is different than the boiling point of water. 212 is water on a normal atmospheric day. Maple syrup boils at 219 degrees, 7 degrees above the boiling point. We gravity feed from the tank into the pans and transfer it forward, and when it becomes maple syrup, we pull the pans off and we filter it in the filter tank and then take it inside the cookhouse to finish it.
How many gallons are in here right now?
Probably about 15 gallons of sap.
Yeah.
So this would probably make less than a gallon of syrup.
How many gallons of maple syrup do you end up producing at the end of the year?
We made 35 this year and 55 last year.
And what about you?
27 this year and around 30 last year. But we've been as big as we've cooked up to 100 gallons on the open pans.
You guys need some canning jars? They're in the way in the basement. There's a season to this, true?
True. And generally speaking, things are very early this year. Seasons years ago used to be 10th to 15th of March to the 10th to 15th of April. There's trees being tapped in early February, all over.
You also have to watch out for if the frogs croak twice after the killing frost. It's going to be a good season, not early. But if we have an early sap moon, we could have an early season. For the sugar to properly be released, we need to have a certain amount of daylight in a day. And then it happens around the 15th of March.
What'd you say about a frog? I'm not letting you get away with that. You say if the frogs
The frogs croak twice after the killing frost, you're going to have a normal syrup season. That's what my grandma Avis told us.
We're talking about the fall now.
Yeah.
What are the ways that you get rid of all the maple syrup?
Friends and family, since we rent our trees, we don't own all of our trees, we always give syrup back. Some markets like yard sales or produce sales and things like that, but word of mouth.
What does it mean to you guys now to kind of continue to pass on a legacy?
Just imagine if somebody sees this or hears this, a parent or a child, and they can say, I can do that. I got one maple tree. I can put one tap in. I can get 1 quart of syrup. And then next year, I can maybe do 4. Wisconsin last year was the 4th largest maple syrup producer in the United States. It's all the little guys that are tapping, a tree that they borrow from a neighbor or a tree that they find on their land. But when you look at the jar and go, I did this, it's all natural, nothing added. I made this with my own sweat and tears and lessons learned. I made this.
As if there was any other way to end an episode, we eat. Thanks for letting us tell your family story, guys. This has been really cool. So let me just make sure that you guys get what you have coming. There you go. This will be mine. Okay, no. What's in your stack of pancakes?
After making maple syrup for a month and a half, usually there's no maple syrup or pancakes here anymore. But yeah, just 2 is fine.
2 is fine. All right, grab one for yourself. There's always a... Oh, yeah. It's kind of like opening a can of Miller Lite, I'm not gonna lie. And a little goes a long way, or no?
Use as much as you want.
All right, taste test time. There's not gonna be a single one of those left. I don't even want to talk anymore. You guys go ahead and close it out. I'm done. Really, really cool. I mean, this is about as deep-rooted of a story as we've told on Deeper Roots. Just want to say thanks. Thanks for having us out. I mean, 170 years. That's what Wisconsin is. It's just a whole bunch of deep-rooted stories that we all live and we think they're worth telling. So, thanks again. All right, peace out. We'll see you next time. I'm good. No, really, eat. It's good. You probably should eat. Do it.
Come on now.
I'm 6'8", man. That's a long way down. Oop, going over. Obviously, we don't worry about FDA licenses when it comes to this type of stuff. But I mean, what is the end game?
Oh, we invite people to do podcasts.
Here we are. Spile.
It's called or if you want to go old school and Canadian, spool.
Oh, hey. How many gallons of sap you make have to have? I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Let's just eat some pancake. Big fan of pancakes with that Wisconsin maple syrup, courtesy of the Breyer family and 170 years of legacy. Thanks for having us out. A special shout out to Paula, who submitted this incredibly deep-rooted family story on the website, farmandfleet.com/deeperroots. Jay, Doug, the whole family, it was great to see and meet you guys. If you have a story you'd like us to share, head to that website just like Paula did, farmandfleet.com/deeperroots. If you're watching on YouTube, like us, subscribe, let us know what you loved in the comments below. And if you're listening on the podcast side, go ahead and leave us a 5-star review there as well. See you next time.
Talk to you later. Bye.